I just saw John Wick Chapter 4, and I was originally going to go home and shoot a review about it, but honestly, this movie was so insane, I decided I'm just going to give you a reaction just straight out of the theater. But first, I'm going to get out of everyone's way so I don't look like a freaking weirdo. So John Wick Chapter 4 is the fourth chapter in the John Wick series, and once again stars Keanu Reeves and an ensemble cast of extremely talented people in here. And I have to say right off the bat, this movie made me realize stuntmen are not paid enough. This movie has some of the absolute best stunts in the entire franchise. Like, I'm not lying. In matter of fact, in all of cinema, this is some of the most gritty, realistic, violent action in here. There are literally like 35 to 40 minute sequences, that's what it felt like, dedicated to straight action. Like, there's nothing else. It's just an action scene that lasts that long with minimalist dialogue, which is something to mention. Keanu Reeves doesn't have a lot of lines in here. He kind of just stands around and says, "Yeah, I'll need a gun." And he just kind of fights. But that's beautiful. Listen to me, there's not heavy on plot. There's a plot that carries it along, but it also just sort of, just entertains itself. It enjoys itself. And this movie's main thing is the fact that it's just heavy on action. This movie also has beautiful lighting, and they filmed the cinematography. They shot the hell out of this movie. I love it for that. Some of the best stunt choreography I've seen in a while. The costume design, the production design was to die for. And my God, this score. You can see a little Sergio Leone inspiration in this movie, especially towards the end of it. And, I love the globe-trotting feel. They go all over the place. The Japan sequence is the best one for sure. Second was the Paris one. There was Berlin. This should pretty much confirm to everyone there's no one who can kill John Wick if you throw everyone at him. This is just an insane movie. I love it. It's just non-stop action. The characters are so interesting. Everything's intriguing. The world building was fantastic. I like some of the Japanese influence you could see in here. Really love that. It was fantastic stuff. One of the strongest points also of this movie is the fact that the villains in here are done a lot better than they've been in a lot of the previous films. There's also some really good henchmen here. There's a dog. It's my new favorite dog in John Wick. He's getting some buddies in here to come along. There's a guy in here who's blind, who's trying to kill him. He's a famous actor, and he's really good in here. So yeah, I absolutely loved John Wick Chapter 4. I would say the last 3 to 5 minutes I wasn't too keen on, but aside from that, yeah, this movie's fantastic. I loved it from beginning to start. I'll probably give a more fleshed out review, which are some spoilers, because this is going to be no spoilers at all. There's just some fantastic action throughout this entire movie. Some really, really great, solid stunts, man. I mean, stuntmen aren't paid enough. This movie proves it. Just everything about this movie was really great. Honestly, said those last few minutes, and it deserved the long run time. It needed to be that long, and I love it for that. So overall, I'm going to give John Wick Chapter 4 a 9 out of 10. Also, everyone left the theater at the end of this movie, and I was the one who stuck around with Steve's picture. I was like, there's going to be a post-credit scene. I know I've never had one before, but there will be. And sure enough, there was. And it was an interesting tease, and I want to see where they go with it. So that's my basic thoughts on John Wick Chapter 4. I'll put out a more in-depth review, probably with some spoilers later, but yeah, go see John Wick Chapter 4. It's phenomenal. I loved every minute of it. So guys, as always, so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.